All right, welcome everyone. Oh, microphone. Welcome everyone to the Kaimukī Neighborhood Board number 4, the initial convening meeting. Today is July 16th, 2025. The time now is 6:30 p.m. So we will proceed to a roll call. So I'll ask our neighborhood assistant, Curtis Hayashi, to conduct the roll call, please.
Roll call. Kang,
Present.
Logue, Otoza, absent. Aguilera, absent. Gardner,
Here on
absent.
Zoom.
Oh, online?
Online, yeah.
Online. Gardner online. Arnis, Pogel, absent. Mandrick, Abe,
Here.
O. Cherry of quorum with 7 members present.
All right, thank you very much. We'll move on to the report from the Honolulu Fire Department, who we have here today. Thanks for coming.
Good afternoon. I'm Firefighter 1 Cole Brame with Ladder 5 Second, and I've just got some incident statistics and the fire safety tip for the month. As far as fires go, we had 2 structure, 1 wildland or brush fire, 1 nuisance, which is a rubbish fire outside a structure or a vehicle, and 3 activated alarms with no fire. For emergencies, we had 45 medical, 8 motor vehicle collisions, and 1 hazmat. Our fire safety tip for the month is wildland fire awareness, prevention, and preparedness. Wildland fires significantly threaten Hawaii's landscapes, wildlife, and communities. With dry conditions and daily activities increasing the risk, it's crucial to take proactive steps to prevent and mitigate wildland fires. Lighten the load, reduce the risk of ignition by maintaining your yard and cleaning your gutters to remove fuels. Clear, cool, and contain clear vegetation, 10 feet around campfires and barbecues. Leave a shovel and water nearby and ensure fires are completely extinguished before leaving. Watch the spark. Ensure machinery, such as chainsaws or weed trimmers, and recreational vehicles with operating spark arresters are maintained regularly. And for any more information on this, you can visit hfdfire.honolulu.gov, Department of Emergency Management, and Hawaii Wildfire Management Organization. Do you have any questions for me?
All right, thank you very much. Any questions for the Honolulu Fire Department from the board? Any questions from the public?
Oh, me.
Oh,
Lori.
okay.
Yeah,
Lori
sorry.
Mata.
Yeah,
Lori Mata, go
hi.
ahead. Hello.
Was there any fireworks fires this past July 4th?
We don't have the details on that, but you know what? I can find out. We can get back to you on that one. We can follow
Okay.
up.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions for the Honolulu Fire Department? All right. Seeing none. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming down, guys. All right. So we're going to move on to the monthly report from the Honolulu Police Department.
Hi, aloha and good evening. This is Lieutenant Mira from District 7. We started off our statistics. Motor vehicle thefts, we were at 12, burglaries 15, thefts at 19, and unauthorized entry into motor vehicles at 16. Total costs for service were $5,453. And just some security tips for businesses. Alarms are a good deterrent and are recommended for all businesses. Change alarm codes whenever an employee leaves the company. Leave interior lights on at night. Dark, closed rooms are easy targets for criminals. Leaving a few lights on can make your business a much less attractive target. It is also a good idea to keep window coverings open. If a thief confronts you or your employees, don't argue or fight with the suspect. Note the suspect's description and give them whatever they're asking for. When possible, get away to a safe place and then call police. And that's all I have.
All right. Thank you very much, Lieutenant. Any questions from the board for the Honolulu Police Department? All right. Seeing none. Any questions from the public? Oh, Lori. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
hi. Okay, about fireworks again. This was a really nice, quiet July 4th, at least in my area. Was there any trouble areas around, town around here or district?
Uh, not no, I'd have to agree with you. It was a lot more quieter, but Fourth of July tends to be a lot more quieter compared to New Year's Eve. Yeah, so um, just considering, could you be attributed to different things of obviously what happened on January 1st, and I think just a little bit more proactive measures that the community is doing as well as law enforcement in general. So hopefully that will continue.
Yes, yes. And it's good to know that they'll have a felony on their hands if they do things. Yeah, so that was really good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions for the Honolulu Police Department? All right. Seeing none. Thank you very much, Lieutenant. Appreciate the updates.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Okay, so we're going to move on to the initial convening business of the board. This is the election of officers for the board. So although the board serves 2-year terms, the officers are elected to 1-year terms. And this is for service to the board until June 30th, 2026. So I will open it up to nominations for the offices of chair, vice chair, secretary, and treasurer. Are there any nominations for the officers of the board?
Yeah, I nominate Brian Kang for chair.
Okay, any other nominations for chair?
All in favor, say aye. Aye. So moved.
We have to do a roll call? Okay. All right, so we're going to close the nominations. Seeing no other nominations. Curtis, can you conduct the roll call, please?
Okay, roll call. This is Brian Kang for chair. Just state Kang if you would like to vote Brian Kang as your chair. Starting with Kang.
Kang.
Kang. Logue. Kang. Otoza. Absent. Aguilera. Absent. Gardner.
Kang.
Kang. Arnis. Kang. Kogel. Absent. Mandrick.
I know nothing. I know nothing. Should I vote?
Yes. Yes, you have to vote.
Okay, okay. Then yes,
Kang for
Kang.
chair.
Kang.
Okay, Kang. Abe. Kang and Hope. Kang. 7 votes. Kang's elected chair.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone. So I will open it up for nominations for the office of vice chair. Any nominations for vice chair? Okay, so Paul Ho's been nominated, seconded. Any other nominations for vice chair? Okay. Seeing none. Okay, so we'll proceed to a roll call vote for the office of vice chair.
Okay. Just state Ho for vice chair. Kang.
Ho,
O. Logue. O. Otoza absent. Aguilera absent. Gardner.
Ho.
O. Arnis. O. Kogel absent. Mandrick. O. Abe. Ho. Ho. Oh, okay. 7 votes for Ho, who is elected for vice chair.
all right, congratulations, Paul Ho, vice chair. Okay, so I will open it up for nominations for the office of secretary. Any nominations for secretary?
I nominate Audrey Abe.
Okay, Audrey Abe has been nominated. Is there a second? Okay, seconded.
Can we also nominate treasurer at the time, or we have to do one position at a time?
Position at a time.
Okay, so any other nominations for the office of secretary? All right, seeing none, we'll close the nominations and do the roll call vote, please.
A roll call. Kang.
Abe,
Abe. Lowe. Abe. Otoza absent. Aguilera absent. Gardner.
Abe.
Abe. Arnis. Abe. Kogel absent. Mandrick. Abe. Abe. Abe, and Ho. 7 votes for Abe, who has been elected secretary.
All right, congratulations, Audrey, Secretary. All right, I will open it up for nominations for the Office of Treasurer. Any nominations for Treasurer?
I nominate James.
Okay, James has been nominated. James Logue, any second? Okay, moved and seconded. Any other nominations for the Office of Treasurer? All right, seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Roll call vote for James Logue to serve as treasurer. Kang,
Logue,
Logue, Logue, Logue. Otoza absent. Aguilera absent. Gardner,
Logue,
Logue, Arnis, Logue, Kogel absent. Mandrick, Logue, Abe, Logue, and Ho. Logue, 7 votes for Logue, who has been elected treasurer.
all right, congratulations, James Logue. All right, congratulations to our officers for the 2025-2026 year. All right, the next order of business is the filling of the Subdistrict 1 vacancy. We have 1 vacancy in Subdistrict 1. Are there any individuals interested in the Subdistrict 1 seat? All right. You want to come up and introduce yourself, please, Calvin?
Hello, everybody. My name is Calvin Hara. I live on the lower end of the district, which is right below 22nd Avenue. It's the family house. I was raised from there, and I served on the board here about 8 years ago, a term. Interested in coming back onto the board, but basically grew up in the area, the public schools from Waialae Elementary, Kaimukī Intermediate, and Kalani High School. When we were little kids, we used to ride our bicycles up Waialae Avenue to, I think, one of the first McDonald's that opened years ago. And my favorite shop was Fuji Fishing Supply. If anybody knew that place, was kind of across Kaimukī Park. But my background career-wise, I'm retired from the days of COVID. My background is in senior care, running facilities in California. I lived in California, Northern California, for about 30 years. Came back to help my mom. So being around seniors, our kupuna, helping kupuna has been part of my, a big part of my life. And I continue to help out kupuna in the community. I'm very active as a volunteer with the Alzheimer's Association as a community educator and advocate for legislation to help people with Alzheimer's, and do other volunteering, Department of Health for Reserve Corps. I'm in the Rotary Club of Kahala Sunrise, etc. There's quite a few things. I keep busy, which is what we tell our kupuna, keep your brain and body active. So I think that's enough.
All right, thank you, Calvin. Are there any other individuals interested in the Subdistrict 1 seat? All right, seeing none, I'll invite a nomination for Calvin Hara to the board.
Nominate Kevin Hart to the board.
All right, is there a second?
I second him.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. I believe we do need to do a roll call vote. All right,
Calvin Hara to serve, to fill the Subdistrict 1 vacant seat, just say Hara if you're voting in favor of the nomination. Kang,
Hara,
Logue, Otoza, absent. Aguilera, absent. Gardner,
Hara, welcome back.
Hara, Arnis, Hara, Kogel, absent. Mandrick, Hara, Abe, Hara, Ho, Hara is now a member of the board, Subdistrict 1.
all right. Congratulations, Calvin. Welcome back to your seat. We saved it for you there at the end. So do we need to take a short break to?
We'll take a short
Okay,
break to
so we'll recess. We'll take a short recess to administer the oath. Thank you.
recess at 6:44. Time is 6:45.
Okay, So we're going to reconvene the meeting. Time is 6:45. Again, welcome Calvin back to the board. So the next item of business is to establish the regular meeting date, time, and location of this board. We have been meeting on the third Wednesday of every month at 6:30 p.m. right here at the Kaimukī Library. And we are also on WebEx as well. So I'll open it up to see if anyone has any thoughts on that, of maintaining that or changing that. Any thoughts?
I move we maintain the current cadence.
So it's been moved to maintain the current schedule, third Wednesday of every month, 6:30 p.m. at the library. Is there a second? Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Yeah, yes, the NCO's office has been working with the library, so far so good. Okay, any other discussion? Okay, if not, all those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, thank you. So we'll maintain that same meeting date, time, and location. Next item of business is the determination of the recess schedule for the board. Traditionally, this board has recessed in December. As the agenda notes, the boards are allowed 3 recesses per year, non-consecutively. But traditionally, this board has only recessed in December. So I'll open it up for any discussion, any motion on that.
I move we have December and December only as our date to not have a meeting.
Okay, so it's been moved to recess in December. Is there a second? Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on that? Okay. If not, on the motion to recess in December, all those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, say nay. Any abstentions? All right, that motion carries. So this board will recess in December. All right, the adoption board meeting rules of participation. The rules that we have are that we request, once a speaker has been recognized by the chair, that they limit their comments or questions to 3 minutes. And generally, we limit presentations and reports to 3 minutes unless otherwise noted in the agenda. So I invite any discussion or motion to adopt the rules for participation.
I move that we adopt the rules of participation as previously noted.
All right, so it's been moved to maintain the same rules of participation. Is there a second? Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on that? All right, seeing none on the motion to maintain the rules of participation, all those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, that motion carries, so we will maintain the meeting rules of participation. Thanks, everyone, for those logistics. We'll move on to community reports from the Board of Water Supply. Is Lorna online?
Hi, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Lorna.
I got my usually quick announcements for this month. There is no main breaks to report. The announcement I have for this month is that we have a 2025 annual unthirsty plant sale that's coming up, and that's going to be on August 2nd, the first Saturday. You're all invited to attend this free event. It's at the Halawa Xeriscape Garden at 99-1268 Eva Enna Street. Again, Saturday, August 2nd from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. I think it sounds like it's a cashless thing, so payment is all by credit card. It's a free event, but if you're going to buy plants, that's where you have to pay by credit card only. For those that don't know, this is a 3-acre garden, and it's a lush oasis nestled in Halawa Valley's Central Park industrial area. And there's going to be a live display of drought-tolerant and native plant varieties. And parking is going to be along Eva Enna Street, and we'll have a free shuttle that will take you folks to the garden. And they have a lot of signs there, so it's really easy to tell. The plant sale is, again, family friendly, and will offer the following: a variety of xeric plants by local vendors, a team of plant doctors from UH Master Gardener Program with plant care advice and information, as well as information booths, including a rain barrel catchment workshop. And then also we're going to have free soil conditioner. And if you want more information, you can visit our website at www.boardofwatersupply.com/plant sale. That is an announcement I have for this month. Does anybody have any questions?
All right, thank you very much, Lorna. Any questions for the Board of Water Supply from the board? Okay, any questions from the public for the Board of Water Supply? All right, seeing none. Thank you very much, Lorna. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Good evening. Okay, we will move on to the reports of elected officials. First off, we have Mayor Rick Blangiardi's representative, Brian McKee. Brian.
Good evening, members. Thanks for having me. We did not have cabinet meeting today, so I don't have a whole lot of details on that, but we do have some announcements. The city began an 80-acre master planning effort on the Evil Kapalama subcorridor. It's a bunch of new construction that's going to be in the corridor where the light rail comes through. It's pretty exciting. Mayor Blangiardi signed a trio of bills into law designed to help increase public safety, especially along the Leeward Coast. The Mayor's Office of Cultural and the Arts helped unveil 3 new art installations as part of the Wahipana Storied Places Public Art Project. Entrepreneurs along the Waianae Coast begin the Idea to Biz Incubator Program. It's sponsored by the Office of Economic Revitalization. And the city brings driver's license learner's permit tests online. There's no appointments needed anymore, and so that will probably eliminate some of those long lines that you see over there and when you're trying to get that. Any questions for me?
All right, thanks, Brian. Any questions?
Got one. Okay, the actual, you tried going to www.honolulu.gov/mayor/newsletter, and you can find out some more information. Also, I think I've got my information there. You can always call me when I get back into the office and we'll get back to you with any information. Okay.
All right. Any other questions for the mayor's representative from the board? Any questions from the public? All right. Seeing none. Thanks very much, Brian.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay. So we will move on to Council Chair Tommy Waters' office.
Hi, good evening. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Hi. Good evening. I'm Tasha Luke. I'm the Constituent Services Specialist for Council District 4. I do have several updates. On May 6th, we received a report of an abandoned vehicle on Ocean View Drive. Several days later, HPD located the vehicle and had it towed. Bill 46, which was sponsored by Chair Waters and Councilmember Augie Toba, passed first reading and will be heard at the Public Safety Committee later this month. Bill 46 requires HPD to provide local media outlets with access to dispatch radio communications in emergency situations when the public safety is at risk. Information on how to testify in person, online, or in writing is available on the Council's website. And finally, Chair Waters and Representative Tina Grananetti are co-sponsoring a Kaimukī Town Hall a week from today, Wednesday, July 23rd. It'll be at Liho Liho Elementary School cafeteria. We'll have representatives from HPD, DTS, and DCS to provide updates and answer questions and hear community concerns. Several topics that will be discussed may include speeding and traffic safety, crime, monster homes, and cost of living. And everyone's welcome to attend and participate in discussion. And I did drop a link in the chat not too long ago that provides a little more information. And with that, I'm happy to take back any questions or concerns to Chair Waters.
All right. Thanks very much, Tasha. Any questions from the board for Council or Chair Waters' office? Carol, I'm sorry to interrupt. Can you use the microphone, please?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I hate to be asking a silly question, but I tried to go to that neighborhood meeting last time and I couldn't find what entrance in the school I was supposed to go in.
Oh,
Liho Liho.
Liho Liho. I'm not exactly sure which entrance, but we'll find out and we'll let you guys know, and we'll put it in that link if anything.
Thank
And
you.
we'll have signs there posted as well.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Chair Waters' office from the board? Oh, yeah.
I would like to ask why that the July 23rd meeting doesn't include our senator. So that would be nice
Oh.
next time, city rep and senator. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, any other questions?
Hi, Eric McCutcheon. Regarding the meeting Tommy Waters had with the community in Hawaii Kai, could you give a summary of some of the concerns that were raised at that meeting?
That meeting was mainly to discuss the future of the James building, which is in Hahaioni. The lease is up in a few years, and the community is just concerned about what the landowner Kamehameha Schools plans to do with it. Right now, KS says they don't have any solid plans in place, so they were there to hear the concerns and take back any ideas that the community might have for that land.
All right, any other questions for Chair Waters' office? All right, seeing none. Thank you very much, Tasha. Appreciate the
Thank
update.
you.
Okay, so we will move on to Governor Josh Green's representative. Is Amanda Stevens online?
Hi, yes, this is Amanda. I was wondering if I could go more towards the end because I just got out of my car. Would
Yeah,
that be
sure.
okay? Okay,
Yeah,
thank you so
sure.
much.
No problem. So we'll
Thank you.
defer, and we will move on to Senator Stanley Chang's office. Okay, any representative from Stanley Chang's office? All right, seeing done, we will move on to Senator Leslie Hara. Senator, are you online?
Can you see me now?
Yes, and we can hear you too.
Okay, I have a, let's see. Well, as you may know, you follow folks follow the newspapers and the media. The legislature did not go in and override any of the governor's vetoes. And that would have been done the other week. We did not do that. We are still waiting for the executive branch's, I guess, assessment of potential impacts on the congressional action from the other week. I am. We're in the interim, as you know, and so my interest in the neighborhood board is more of listening to what the concerns are. I like the video. I'm trying to figure out how to. My staff has downloaded the videos of your meetings, and all the neighborhood board meetings, I believe, they're videotaped, and there is. And I have in my staff download the transcript. That way I can keep abreast, even if I don't, not able to be there live or to listen. I can at least do researches. Since the minutes are not really precise anymore, so I'm using the transcript to identify ongoing concerns, because the neighborhood board is really the venue for our community's issues. And so I will keep following that. Now, I'm not sure, I don't recall, I did miss a meeting here and there, especially during the session. If the board has had a meeting a presentation by, there's a bill in the council called, I think, Civic Community Investment Vehicle for the Alawai Watershed. I'm not sure if that was presented. I know it's being presented in other neighborhood boards in the watershed. If not, I'd like to request or even invite, suggest that a presentation be made to this board so that the people in this area can know about, because ultimately we're talking about having a watershed wide entity to deal with the watershed flooding. Well, there's a recent article you saw that what we suspected, we got confirmed from the university that when there is sea level rise and high tides and storm surges, that all the water, all of the storm drains, well, it'll back up the storm drains and it'll back up into the streets in Waikiki. So because all of the water that falls on the island, on the Waikiki, flows into the canal. And with the canal overtopped, then the water would just, go back up and get deposited into the underground parking lots and destabilize condos. So there's broad thinking that needs to be made as to how do you seal the underground parking lots in Waikiki, and how do you I like the idea of what I think I'm not sure what the organization does. I think it was Patrick Sullivan and his organization proposed using tunnels and pumps to pump the water, flush the water out into the ocean, and take water from the Alawai Canal and flush it out. That way, it can reduce the water coming back out onto the streets in Waikiki. So anyway, that's another issue that I encourage our area, this area, although I only have a small part of it, but the Kaimukī area to be involved, because ultimately you may be talking about assessments to pay for overall watershed-wide projects. So that's why I think it's important that at least the board be informed. And when I think we're way off, and there's hearings that will be happening, but at least want to give as much heads up as possible.
All right. Thank you, Senator. Any questions for Senator Ihara's office from the board? All right. Any questions from the public? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hello. So anywho, I was gonna ask Amanda, but I'll ask you. You know the Hawaii State Art Museum? They changed the name to Capitol Modern. And every time I hear it, it makes me cringe because it has no sense of Hawaii. It has no sense of art. It's an art museum. And they changed it to Capitol Modern. And it's like, I would like it changed back to the Hawaii State Art Museum. And another thing, and for you also, if you can take back to the mayor. So my friend is going to be evicted soon and she has no money and she's saying she'll be homeless. But what about RVs? You know, you have RV parks and then you can people can drive in, have their toilet shower. But why don't we have RVs in Hawaii? But I would make that a suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Any other questions or comments for Senator Ihara's office? Senator Ihara? All right. If not, thank you very much, Senator. And just for your information, yes, we have not received a recent presentation on the Alawai Canal. So we will look into that. So thank you for that suggestion. All right. So we will move on to State Representative Tina Grandinetti, who is online. Welcome.
Thank you. Let's see. Some updates from me. I have been sort of doing a crash course on consumer protection related issues as the new vice chair of CPC. This week, I've been learning a lot about workers' compensation in a working group chaired by Chair Matayoshi and Chair Sayama. Last week, I was focusing on the insurance commission and our hurricane relief fund, which just got up and running 2 weeks ago. I have a lot to learn in that area, but I found it really exciting that we're actually starting to see the impacts of the HHRF on our condo insurance market. Since HHRF began accepting applications 2 weeks ago, we had 96 condos that applied, 4 in District 20, 16 across the state have signed on to a policy. And what's very exciting is we've seen the private market quotes drop in response. So I'm always kind of surprised when I find examples of government policy creating change so immediately and successfully. And I'll be sure to keep folks updated there. I think it doesn't quite impact the Kaimukī neighborhood board, but for some areas in my district, like along Diamond Head and Kapahulu, it has some pretty serious impacts on the cost of housing, especially for retired folks on a fixed income who tend to live in, places like condos. I'll also be attending the National Conference of State Legislators at the end of the month or at the beginning of next month. And I really want to focus on understanding federal impacts on our state's critical social services, something that we're all trying to wrap our heads around in time for a potential special session, which is seeming a little less likely, but especially going into the 2026 legislative session. And our health chair in the House has been reminding all of us when we communicate with our constituents to stress the importance of, if you're on Medicaid or MedQuest, be proactive about scheduling your appointments now, because we're not quite sure the changes that we'll be seeing in the future. And then last update to kind of answer one of the questions about the town hall. Senator Chang, I take full responsibility for Senator Chang not being part of the official agenda. The town hall was initiated by my office. It's my first time running one, and Council Chair Waters was kind enough to jump on. I did not invite Senator Chang, but I am happy to send out an invitation to see if he's willing to join. And I'm also aware that I think some of the businesses along Wailea got the invitation as well. So I will see if Representative Sayama is available. But it's no fault of their own. It's the mistake of my office. And in terms of entrance, so we'll be holding the town hall in the cafeteria at Liho Liho Elementary. So I think there are 2 parking areas, one on the Diamond Head side and one on the Kapahulu side of the school. So you can enter through either. And the cafeteria is the building on the corner. Let's see, what's the directions of 9th Ave, the 9th Ave Malka side of the school, I think.
All right. Thank you very much, Representative Gandanetti. Any questions for the representative from the board? Yeah, Calvin, go ahead.
Representative,
Hi.
as you delve into the consumer protection, just wanted to suggest you reach out to the Executive Office of Aging, who have existing programs to help kupuna, who, we now and then hear about getting ripped off, especially now with, so much cyber crime. So just
Sure.
want to reach out on that comment. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the suggestion.
All right. Thanks, Calvin. Any other questions or comments for the representative from the board or from the public? All right. Seeing none. Thank you very much, Representative Gandanetti, for the updates. Appreciate it. Okay. We will move on to Representative Jackson Sayama. Representative Sayama.
Hello, everyone. Sorry I can't be there in person tonight. Just a few updates. There will be the Pololo Honganji annual Bon Dance. So I know it's not exactly in Kaimukī, but it's near the neighborhood. So if you were interested in attending, that will be this July 26th and 27th, Friday and Saturday. Parking is available at Sacred Hearts, and then there will be a shuttle service to the Pololo Honganji in the valley, where you could enjoy the festivities and vendors as well. So if you have any questions, I believe you could just message me, or if you're familiar with the Pololo Lions Club, they're the ones who are coordinating the volunteers there. So yeah, you could reach out to them as well. We had a great ceremony to celebrate the Kaimukī Library a few weeks ago. Big shout out to the Trees for Kaimukī for their help with planting some of the trees outside the library, and for the continued support of the programming for the Friends of the Kaimukī Library as well. Wonderful programming that continues to happen. And even in the room that you guys are in, I believe every week or every other week, there is a group that sells some of the donated books and items that are stored in the back in the dark over there. But if you are interested in looking at some of those items, I believe they're open every Friday afternoon. But that is all for my updates. I think with regards to some of the federal updates that we've had, and Rep. Grandin touched on with regards to maybe the Medicaid side. There were some new conditions added to some of these services. So I'm in talks with the Labor Department to figure out what changes need to be made on the state side to uh, adapt to this new reality. And so some of these working conditions, we want to make sure that we have the capacity as a state to onboard some of these new individuals that will need this new working requirement. So I'll continue to work on that and other things legislatively related. I'm convening a paid family leave working group next month. I just had another working group involving workers' compensation today. So continue to work on those labor-related legislations so we could have something ready for next session. But with that, I am available for questions.
All right, thank you very much, Representative Sayama. Any questions for the representative from the board? Okay, any questions from the public? All right, seeing none. Thank you very much, Representative Sayama. Appreciate all
Thank
the
you, Chair.
updates. Okay, so we will move back to Governor Josh Green's representative, Amanda Stevens. Amanda, are you still online?
I am. Aloha Chair and Vice Chair and members and everyone from the community. I echo what Rep. Grandinetti and Rep. Sayama had mentioned. The Department of Human Services shares the deep concerns and compassion for individuals and families who are affected by the proposed federal changes that could reduce funding to healthcare coverage, food assistance programs across the state. But there is some good news as it relates to Medicaid. Nothing is really going to change until January 2027. So the federal government has to lay out the rules. And although they've talked about work requirements, we still have to see the administrative rules, and we do have time to put that into implementation. So as far as Medicaid, we're looking at December of 2026 or January of 2027. As it relates to SNAP, that might not be the case as of yet, but again, the Department of Human Services continues to remind folks that we still have a lot to look at. The rules have not come down yet, but there is, as Rep. Sayama said, there have been new conditions that have been shared. Another thing that we want to emphasize is if you receive any mail from the MedQuest division, please, please, please open your mail. It's really important that you open your mail, you keep your address updated, because if there are any changes to your plan or to any coverage, we really need folks to be able to share with us or their health plan any changes to any addresses. And Governor Green does emphasize that Hawaii's response will reflect his shared values. His priority is to protect the people of Hawaii, especially those who are struggling most to put food on the table and to get health care that they need. And he's committed to identifying solutions that will mitigate impacts to critical services. And the Department of Human Services is here to answer any questions that you all might have. DHS@dhs.hawaii.gov is where you can send an email. I have put into the chat the latest newsletter We have a new fire chief, and that's exciting. And there's so many other good things in there that you can read. And lastly, I wanted to address the question about Capital Modern. I will check with the organizers and the leadership there, and I will bring back an answer for you at the next meeting. And I'm happy to take any other questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Amanda. Any questions for Amanda Stevens, the governor's representative from the board? Okay, seeing none, any questions from the public?
Hello, Amanda. Eric McCutcheon.
Aloha.
Governor Green did veto House Bill 958, what's known as the Omnibus Electric Bike Bill, which was going to sort of classify and describe safe riding and helmets for age 18 and things like that. So I would just please encourage the governor to reconsider the bill, probably slightly rewritten, when it comes back next legislative session. Thank you.
Thank you. I will share that information.
All right, thank you, Eric. Any other questions or comments for the governor's representative? All right, seeing none. Thank you very much, Amanda. Thanks for all of the updates and information. Okay, and we will move on to U.S. Congressman Ed Case's office. Is a representative from Congressman Case's office online? Okay, seeing none, we will move on to community concerns from residents. So as noted in the agenda, residents, not board members, can share comments and concerns that are not listed on the agenda due to the Sunshine Law. And per the Sunshine Law, concerns not on the agenda may be presented, but the board may not take any action. So are there any community concerns from residents or community issues from residents to share this evening? Okay, seeing none. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Aloha, Nick Caswanto here. Live up on Sierra Drive. And I just wanted to share, the other day I reported an illegally parked truck on, I believe, 9th Avenue and Keanu, and it took over 15 minutes. And I didn't get through at all to whoever was supposed to be on the other side of the line. And I held on through the duration of my drive. And honestly, it was pretty dangerous because it was a big box truck parked on the corner. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but there's a red zone there. And I think that's specifically put there to, be able to see, because I was just pulling out and I couldn't see anything. And I was pulling out heading west on Keanu, and a car coming north on 9th. We had a close call, and I don't think we could see each other because that truck was parked illegally. And so I tried reporting it, but I didn't get through. I dialed 911 first, and then they pushed me over to whatever division was supposed to handle that, and I got no response at all. So I don't know, I feel like that's kind of concerning.
All right, thank you very much. And you may want to hold that thought for the next meeting when HPD comes back on. Maybe you can discuss it with them for the next meeting too. Okay, perfect. All right, thanks for sharing that. All right, any other? Yeah, Eric, go ahead. Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Not high tech here, but Eric McCutcheon. I generally do a presentation about road safety for all users. So a little bad news, good news. I've been updating you with the unfortunate fatalities statewide. So we are, so the update was July 12. So that's the latest I got from online today. But unfortunately, we're at 73 fatalities statewide. This is all forms of transportation. We were at only 49 at this time last year. So please continue to be safe with whatever means you travel the road. The good news, though, again, this is not super high tech, but at least for us, Kaimukī Vision Zero, I don't think any of those fatalities have happened in our Kaimukī Neighborhood Board area. So shout out to Kaimukī for keeping it super safe, setting a nice example. Be safe out there. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Eric. Any other community comments, concerns? Calvin, did you have something to share for anybody?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
When I was on the public side. Just a quick announcement. There's a flyer on the table. A Kupuna Spelling Bee sponsored by the Kiwanis Service Organization and to benefit the Alzheimer's Association. But encourage yourself if you are 60 years of age and older. It's a great opportunity for Kupuna to exercise their brain, socialize, and enjoy time together. So, thank you. It's not on the flyer, but you definitely can go to the website and find out. I know Alaska Airlines is helping with prizes.
All right, wow, okay, that sounds exciting. Okay, any other community comments, questions, concerns? Okay, seeing none, thank you very much for those comments. Moving on to board business, approval of the written summary for video record for last meeting, which is Wednesday, June 18th, 2025. It is available over at that link. We've also dropped it, I believe, in our Google Drive. I believe there are some corrections to those minutes. So I'll invite Audrey to comment on that.
I'm sorry. I'd like to request for the following revisions. Paragraph 9 under reports, Traffic and Transportation Committee. Treasurer Api reported we are working on scheduling a follow-up meeting with the Department of Transportation in regard to our joint Transportation Committee meeting that was held on March 4th, 2025. And then on paragraph 3, about the dog-friendly park, designating dog-friendly park sections, resident Ms. Juanita Liu provided an update on her group's report in response to the Department of Parks and Recreation requests for public input regarding dogs in parks. An inventory of parks in East Honolulu indicate about 80% of the parks allow dogs. And 5 of the parks that do not allow dogs are sports parks, in quotes, which should be left dog-free. Treasurer Abe emphasized that due to the shortage of sports parks and health and safety concerns for our children, dogs should not be mixed with sports activities in these sports parks. Thank you.
All right, are there any other corrections to the record? Paul, go ahead.
Thank you. Under section 3, public input, if you could add or list the names of the valedictorians, it's a nice touch because one, we have the names, it's on the record as well as on the certificates we provided. That'd be nice if you could do that. Thank you.
All right, any other corrections on the minutes? All right, seeing none, I will entertain a motion to approve the written summary of video record as corrected.
I still move.
All right, it's been moved. Is there a second? Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed say no. Any abstentions? All right, that motion carries. Thank you. Next item of business is designation of board committees and committee chairs. So all of the, well, we had one committee from our last board term, which was a transportation committee. I would invite a motion to reestablish a transportation committee. Audrey Abe was chair. Audrey, do you mind indicating who was on your committee, the members?
Our committee members are Juanita Liu, Leolani Iwaki, and James Logue, and myself.
Okay, terrific. So I will entertain a motion to reestablish a transportation committee with those members for this term. Is there a motion to do so? Okay, it's been moved. Is there a second? Okay, moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay, so all those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, that motion carries. I'd also like to just encourage the members to think about any other committees that may be helpful for the board, and we will actually, it is an agenda item, I guess, in this meeting, so we can discuss it. Is there any thoughts of any other committees to establish for the board for this term? Okay. All right. So I will, I'll just encourage the members to think about that. Oh, okay. Oh, we have some input. Okay, go ahead.
Have a suggestion for a committee, since,
Sure.
especially since Calvin's back.
Sure.
Something for us old people, because we're at the stage where we have to think we're not going to get younger, we're going to get older, we're going to get weaker. And so a committee that can help us figure out solutions. So more care homes, but I'm spoiled. I want a really nice care home with garden, spa, and then, or, being cared for in our home, So, okay, Calvin.
Okay. All right. Okay, something to think about. So maybe we can come back and circle back to that.
Wanted to add to that if I could. No, just today I was talking to someone about it, about a lot of elderly scams. And some are coming through emails, mail, US mail, phone calls, text messages, even now. And so where do they go, to gain knowledge? Like, how do you deal with that? How do you know you're being scammed, or what red flags to look out for? And even to the point where I noticed the Bureau of Conveyances has an alert system now. Like if somebody tries to transfer your property into another name, and then they take a mortgage on it, and it's just a mess. And so I saw there's a link for even the Bureau of Conveyances to turn out, alerts, in case that happens, and you can act on it sooner. So I think it's that's a really good point. And the community in East Honolulu, even to Hawaii Kai, a lot of retirees or people who are still working, but, getting, into that bracket where maybe they could be taken advantage of if they're not aware of some new technology and things like that going on that could fool them into a scam. Anyway, thank you.
All right.
Chair?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
The prosecuting attorney's office has a attorney focused on basically elder abuse, which includes fiduciary abuse. And then, as I mentioned earlier, the Executive Office on Aging on the state side. So maybe from the governor's office and through the mayor, get more detail for the board members of what's available on the education side to prevent seniors from getting ripped off.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
I don't know how committees work in this situation, but the concept is such a really important thing. I work with lifelong learning for people over the age of 50. And however, I'd be very much interested in helping support a committee on this topic. I don't know about structure yet.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for all the comments. So let's see.
Sorry, Brian, I had
Oh,
just
yeah.
one
Hi,
comment
Becky. Yeah,
on
go
that
ahead.
as well.
Yeah.
I have a neighbor whose backyard abuts my backyard, and I could see that she's very elderly. Once in a while, she has someone to come help her with like laundry and dealing with things in her yard. But she has this like tent, the type that they have at the canoe races that are pretty sturdy, but not meant to like stay there permanently. But it's kind of rigged permanently, but it's come out of the poles and the top is flapping. And I know she can't handle it. I couldn't handle it. So I'm like not sure what to do. I think there's so many elderly in this neighborhood in particular, and like homes that are run down and they're living alone. So if we had like some sort of community-based system to help address those needs, I think we need it here in this neighborhood. So yeah, that's just something I see out of my kitchen window. I just worry about her tarp blowing in the wind. Sometimes we have really strong winds. So that's just my addition. I support that kind of committee. maybe that can be an agenda item.
Okay, thank you very much. Any other comments on that or any other committees? All right, if not, thank you very much. So what I would suggest is we circle back. We'll have this on the agenda item for the next meeting because we do need a chair for that committee. So or chairs. So we'll circle back. I'd encourage the members to think about that as well as serving as a chair of that committee, and that we can formally discuss it at the next meeting. So thank you. All right, so we will move on to reports of board members attending other neighborhood board and public meetings. Have any of the members attended any other neighborhood board or public meetings to report on? All right, seeing none, we will move on to board announcements. So do have a couple of announcements based on the correspondence received by the board. The first one is that Vintage Books Hawaii LLC, which is at 3660 Waialae Avenue, Suite 101, has applied for a dispenser general category number 3 consumption on premises liquor license, which is a license. Category 3 is a premises in which live entertainment or recorded music is provided. Facilities for dancing by the patrons may be permitted as provided by commission rules. This application for a liquor license is being heard by the Liquor Commission on Thursday, September 4th, 2025 at 4:00 p.m. at the Liquor Commission office, which is at 711 Kapiolani Boulevard, Honolulu, Hawaii 96813. And I will post the notice in our Google Drive as well. So that's the first announcement. Second announcement is a communication from the House of Representatives transmitting House Concurrent Resolution 177, which was passed by the Hawaii Legislature, which encourages the City and County of Honolulu to initiate a Summer Streets pilot program, which, based on a very quick review of the resolution, appears to be a program to allow pedestrians, bicyclists, skateboarders, and other modes of transportation aside from traditional motorized vehicles to use certain streets during the summer to encourage greater public participation and physical activities during the summer and bolster local businesses while improving environmental outcomes. So I will post this resolution in our Google Drive as well. All right, any other announcements from board members? Okay, if not, the final announcement is that the next meeting of the Kaimukī Neighborhood Board is scheduled for Wednesday, August 20th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. in person right here at the library, Kaimukī Library, and online via WebEx. To request a meeting agenda item, please contact me at least 2 weeks in advance of that meeting. And our meetings can also be viewed on Olelo, Channel 49 at 9:00 p.m. on the second Sunday of the month. Okay, with that, this meeting is adjourned. Thanks very much, everyone.